Olusegun Obasanjo,
I, Olusegun Obasanjo,
do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to
the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That was Olusegun Obasanjo in 1999 being sworn in as a democratically elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, marking the end of the 33 years of military rule that began in 1966 and was briefly interrupted in 1979 and 1983.
I, Sheikh Usman Aliyu Shagari,
do solemnly swear.
Since the return of democracy in Nigeria in 1999, Nigeria as a democratic nation has gone to the poll for 6 consecutive times, that is in 1999, 2003, 2007, 2011, 2015, and 2019, which implies that Nigeria is witnessing 21 years of uninterrupted democracy with series of lessons.
We are still defining the concept of democracy. We're improving by the day. So much of its challenges are there, but we have successive governments that are trying to do their best in seeing that they bring up the luxury of democracy, which is the development.
Even though Democracy Day in Nigeria has been shifted to June 12th due to some salient issues of 1993 elections, 29th of May, which is a product of June 12th, will continue to remain a significant day in a democratic history of Nigeria because it remains a day of transitional power. But can Nigerians count their harvest in the last 21 years in the democratic journey so far?
I always feel bad when people say we have nothing to celebrate. In 1 year, in a state, you will discover that 1, 2, 3, 4 projects have been added to previous ones, not to talk of a nation like we have in Nigeria. And for you to say after this 1 year, there's nothing to celebrate, not to talk of 21 years that we have added 1, 2, 3, and countless, we have every reason to celebrate. For every human being, there's always room for improvement. If you give him 10 naira today, he wants to make it 100 naira. So if they are giving us 10 projects or 10 infrastructure, we need 100. And so it shall continue because we want to catch up with the 21st century world.
21 years of uninterrupted democratic governance in Nigeria. The celebration, according to some people, is not worthy of mention because of the high level of corruption, impunity, poverty, insecurity, unemployment, decayed infrastructure, among other challenges drawing the country to her knees. But head of department, political science, Federal University of Lafayette, Dr. George Genye, said these challenges can be addressed through elections devoid of primordial and parochial sentiments.
Our democratic system has been undermined by the quality of elections we have had. Because people who eventually get into office are not people who would have won elections as an expression of the people's free choices. I say they are compromised candidates. They lose the capacity to be responsive and to be responsible to the people who bring them into office. And so they simply just manipulate the process, find themselves into office, and therefore they are not accountable to anybody. So this is a major fallout of our democratic journey. And until we improve on the process that brings people into office and make them democratically accountable to the electorate, we will continue to roll around the same circle, in and out, without significant progress.
One thing that strengthens democracy and promotes its tenets in developed nations is separation of power among the executive, legislative, and judicial arms of government. But unfortunately, this is only in principles in Nigeria, where President Muhammadu Buhari, through Order 10 of 2020, emphasized adherence to constitutional order through financial autonomy to the three arms of government.
Funds meant for the judiciary will now come directly from the source. As a matter of fact, from the executive order 10, it is to be deducted from the source as a first line charge. That is, if the governors play politics with funds that are meant for the judiciary, or they refuse to pay, the Attorney General of the Federation can direct the Accountant General of the Federation in order to deduct from the source allocations that is meant for the state. And what this also means is that even the judicial arm of government, the legislative arm of government, will also enjoy a similar gesture. And that will give them a greater voice of independence.
Periodic election is what guarantees democracy in any part of the world. And Nigeria, since 1999, has not been found wanting in this wise. But a huge amount of money allocated for election after 4 years, coupled with the expenditure of the National Assembly, taking into consideration the fall of price of oil at the international market, is calling for concern. And former Deputy Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Obadiah Melafia, shares such opinion.
What we are doing is we are borrowing to go and eat. And they are eating as though there is no tomorrow. We are leaving a heavy debt burden to our future children. And that is very, very dangerous. So the cost of governance is way too high. It is totally unsustainable. And a lot of these issues that we face call actually for the re-engineering of the whole Nigerian Federation. That one will have to take place sooner or later.
Debates on whether Nigeria democracy is growing progressively or retrogressively will continue to dominate public discourse at different fora, and whether the 21 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria is worthy of celebration or not. This, of course, is not the issue. What Nigerians are advocating for is dividends of democracy, devoid of political, religion, and other affiliation, with a view to alleviating their plight and put smiles on their faces. This is what democracy stands for. In Lafia, it has been Valentine Joshua reporting for NBS News.